Today we're going to make this beautiful, savory, crusty zucchini bread loaded with zucchini and provolone cheese. So good. Lulu's ready for it. Want to see how I make it? Just keep watching. Yum. Alright, so for our savory zucchini bread, you got to start with our warm water. You want it between 110 and 120 degrees, so that's perfect. All right, so first you're going to do is dissolve about 1.5 teaspoons, of granulated sugar. Get that all nice and dissolved in there. And then you're going to add 1 packet of active dry yeast. If you have loose yeast like I do, you're going to want to add 2.25 teaspoons. All right, so we're going to mix that in. And we're going to let this sit for about 5-10 minutes until it has a nice foamy head. So while you're waiting for your yeast to activate, you're going to want to wash and then grate 1 medium-sized zucchini because you're going to need 2 cups. So you're going to use this on your grater. You're going to grate this up, and then you're going to squeeze as much moisture out of it as possible because you want this going to be on the dry side. Because if you add too much liquid to the bread mix, it's just going to be a soggy bread. It's not going to come out right. All right, so we're going to wash it, grate it, and then squeeze out all the moisture. Just like that. So you'll see we squeezed it out so it's relatively dry. You'll see it's kind of, everything falls apart. When you're picking it up, it's not clumpy. All right, so now we're going to wait for the yeast. So in the meantime, in a large bowl, you're going to add 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, or if you have bread flour, use the bread flour, and 1 tablespoon of salt. All right, and you're going to mix that all together nice. And then we're going to add our dried shredded zucchini right into this. About 2 cups. All right. And now we're going to mix this all together. Just like that. And then I added some fresh cracked black pepper. I did 10 turns of the pepper mill. You could put less, more. If you want a little bit spicier, obviously add a little bit more, but that's enough for me and Lulu. All right, and then one last ingredient. We're going to add 1/2 cup of diced hard provolone. This is going to add so much flavor to this. It's going to be unbelievable. Right. And the yeast should just about be ready. Get that all mixed. All right. So now we're waiting for the yeast. So once your yeast looks like this, it's got a nice head on it. See, look at that. All right, we're going to pour that right in. Along with about 1/4 cup of olive oil. All right, so now this is no knead, so we're just going to mix this all together until everything is incorporated and there is no loose flour laying about. So just a couple minutes. Mix this all up. This already looks so good. All right, so we're going to continue mixing this with a fork until there's no loose flour. Just like that. You'll see there's no loose flour in there, so all the ingredients are fully incorporated. So now we're going to cover this with some plastic wrap, and we're going to let this sit in a warm spot for about an hour, at least an hour. If you want to do a little bit more, you're more than welcome to, but all you need is an hour. All right, so we'll see this in an hour. So once this has been rising for 30 minutes, you can see it's already risen quite a bit. All right, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 425. And once you get to that, you want to put in your Dutch oven for at least 15 minutes to get it preheated. All right, so this has got another 30 minutes to go. So in about 15 minutes, we're going to put in the Dutch oven. So once your dough has been proofing for an hour, you see how much bigger it got? Double in size. That was fast. You're going to scrape this out onto a floured surface. So it's going to look very sticky. It's supposed to. It's okay. All right, it helps to have a spatula. All right, so now we are going to just fold this in on itself. So you get a nice bowl going on. Okay. Just like that. So once you got your bowl formed, you're going to place it onto a sheet of parchment paper, and then you're going to carefully place the whole thing into your preheated Dutch oven. Next, you're going to drizzle with a little bit of olive oil. Just a couple tablespoons, some kosher salt. And then you're going to make a little incision with a sharp knife or a razor. We got that done. Ooh, that's hot. All right, so now you're going to put the lid back on, and into a preheated 425 degree oven, you're going to place this for 30 minutes. All right, so into the oven it's going to go. So we've had this in the oven for another 10 minutes. Look at that beautiful golden brown crust on it with the melty cheese. And it's so light, but super hot. I would recommend doing that. But we're gonna let this cool for a second till we cut into it. But it smells so glorious. I can't wait. All right, so we've allowed this to cool for a minute. Now it's time for our first slice. That's so easy. What? Look at this. Do you see this gorgeous bread? You see the zucchini, the gaps of the cheese. There's a big chunk of cheese right there. Oh my gosh. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Taste test time. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my God. This is so ridiculously good. I know zucchini bread is usually like sweet, but going the savory route, so much better. Look at it. You can see the cheese in there. And it's crunchy. And it tastes buttery, but there's no butter in it. It's so moist and delicious. You have to make this recipe. Wow. This is a wow. I'm gonna eat the whole loaf tonight. So if you make this recipe, let us know. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Poppy's Cucina. Thanks!